Okay, good morning and welcome everyone to our first open call of 2025. Today, um, I am going to be introducing our new independently hosted website on LibGuides. And I wouldn't say it's necessarily a soft launch, but at the same time, you guys represent my super users. So if you have feedback, please let me know because this is very much kind of in development. The new URL, wactclc.org, does now redirect to this LibGuide. So if you had that URL bookmarked and not the old Big Bend LibGuides, whack to click home bookmarked, you may have already seen this. But this is our new one. I'll paste it one more time into chat for those um, who came in a little bit. So yeah, I did quite a bit of styling, Amy. Thanks for noticing. Um, so this is the new homepage. These icons go to the same place that these banner links go to. So just two options. Our upcoming events box, I'll list the open calls right here so that you don't have to go to a second page. Each one of these is hyperlinked with the Zoom link for the meeting series. And this is a file download for the ICS so that you can add all 12, 10, math, events to your calendar. So that'll stay up. If we have any demos or workshops that come up, they'll get added here. We don't have libcal. That's fine. I just, like put them in here manually, but still at least it's right on the front page so that you guys don't have to search. Um, Down at the bottom, I've just got some promos. I tried to make them too time sensitive so they can hang out for a while. This red one that I made the text too small, you can click on for my Calendly um, page so that you can get a meeting. The Hein Online 6-month trial is available until June 30th, so you can fill out a form and send me a notice of interest. You can always just email me too. eLuna Learns. In case you did not know, eLuna membership for the consortium includes all eLuna Learns sessions for all members. So this will take you to that site. All you have to do is put in your name and your institution. There's no password or like membership number or anything like that. Um, this tile goes to the open call page with the information with the archives and the YouTube channel and stuff like that. And then our YouTube channel link. So few little like often needed perhaps and like one announcement. My contact information also right there. So I will show you the different areas that I created. Um, the about page is hopefully the things that someone looking for us on the internet or meeting one of us and wondering about who we are can uh, learn about us. If you are interested in um, like the leadership, the contact information for all of us is up here, and the links to the related state councils are also on this page. So if you recall, they used to be like 6 pages that were very short, and it was annoying. So fix that. Now, this is something I'm very excited about, guys. I'm gonna click on this member list. Okay. And you're like, okay, yeah, that's nice. It's a man. All right. Now check this out. You hover over and you get the college name. Okay. It's not very zoomed in, but you can see how many of us are so close together. And then, so say we click on Big Bend. Now you click on the Big Bend name and we get this nice little pop-up that gives you their library homepage and their Alma lead. Now, this is still under development. I'm working on the HTML for everybody's to get like Alma lead, lead, Circ lead, so that that contact information is easier than this old staff roster uh, document, which is still linked. It's in the drive, but it's what it was last updated a while ago. So very excited about this map. Um, and you can like zoom in and then the libraries get a little more uh, differentiated. Um, so anyway, uh, nice little embedded thing. If anyone wants more details, I'd be happy to share about that. Okay, so that's the about and the members page. Under programs, we have kind of the things that are at the heart of the work that Whack to Click has done and that I do. So this is where the open call page now sits with the past recordings. So the '04 playlist and the '03 playlist. I'm trying to get the like summary quarter by quarter all in here. It takes a little bit of work. But I mean it's getting there. Um and you can always access them there. The listservs that we run, as well as the WLA ones and the main Ex Libris Eluna ones that I would recommend, are linked here. If you have other suggestions for listservs, please let me know, because now I feel like they're a lot more findable and shareable. So if you've got ones that you find really useful. The LibKey, since that is a program that we're paying for, that page is here, and I've added some content. So if you are a LibKey library, uh, we've got the search boxes in those directions. And over here, I have done a little go to your browsing page. So you can select your college. It goes to your, this is a static URL that is the content of these subject areas are dynamically updated based on that publishing profile that I created for you back when we set up LibKey. But you can take this URL up here and put it in your LibGuides. You can go into a subject and you'll see that the URL now includes the subject code. You can even go into a bookcase within a subject and the bookcase code, and then this with your library code, the subject code, and the bookcase code is static. So if you want to send that link to a faculty member or a student who's doing research in a particular area and might want to browse through available journals, you can also see that you can sort the journals A to Z or by journal rank, which is really cool. So it can tell faculty, like, yeah, we do have the top journals in this subject area. So anyway, shoot, I should probably code that to open in a new window. But yeah, so I added this browsing search so that you all could easily find your own. Um, Here's some of the resources, the Nomad installation instructions, and then here are our examples of implementation. So the code in Primo for libkey links. So the folks who did option 1, the folks who did option 2, and then people who did 3, 4, or 5. So you can kind of see the different variations. But And so if you're thinking about changing and you want to check it out, or you have changed and I don't realize it, let me know and I can change it. But yeah, so this is the LibKey page. Um, Training and Education has our uh, like archived ex libris webinars that they did for us way back in the day, as well as my more recent workshops that were recorded. So stuff will get added to this. It's also in the open call playlists for the most part. So just two ways to get there. And then Alma Primo support. So, in fact, just so that you understand the relationship here, under programs, there's a tab for Alma Primo support. It goes to the same page as support, which is our research guides home, um, or as I'm calling it, documentation. So now instead of having a million left side tabs of random stuff, we'll actually have searchable um, libguides. So here's all of them. I'm kind of playing with subject tags, so if you have some feedback on that, I'd appreciate it. Things that fall into um, downside to using browsing A to Z over Alma A to Z. Um, Browsing shouldn't be leaving out anything. But we can discuss um it in more detail and do some comparisons. I know some schools outside of our consortium have just switched over to doing a browsing A to Z list for journals from Primo because the Primo A to Z list is not as good with like deduplication and proper open access links. Um, I haven't specifically reviewed the like VPAT and accessibility reports on the browsing platform. However, I know that they have put that kind of at the front of all of their development. And browsing doesn't include newspapers. So there's that. Yeah. Um, but yeah, absolutely would love to discuss options of integrating that tool. Um, so electronic resource management, we had some documentation on the old website that I got moved over here into their own libguides. And then there were a couple of Primo ones as well. Um, so I've got some other subject areas like circulation and fulfillment and cataloging that I just don't have website documentation up um, for that yet, but you can look at all of them. Over here, we have the links to our sandboxes and our Google Drive. So the Google Drive, I have cleaned up some. I'd say I'm like 25% there. So I created kind of folders based on what was sitting in there and have put links. So if it has to do with acquisitions, which includes some like vendor usage stuff because that actually lives in the acquisition models, the fulfillment folders, the tech services and cataloging folders. I think there's some more. I think I'm still working on this, and the open calls archive folder. So all of these go to Google Drive, and then the sandbox tags. Actually, great news! Cosmic Crisp Sandbox just got refreshed last week, so I'm getting um that ready for the group. And that link will be showing up here so you can see. And don't forget, if you need a login for that, an account, please let me know. So Sandbox is in Google Drive, but I was excited to have full A to Z list and have pulled some widgets into different parts of the website by utilizing A to Z list. So you can see the full list if you go to resources. So from support to the resources guide, that goes to the A to Z resources. Um, so we have the documentation folders from Google Drive. Yeah, there's more of them. I was gonna say Primo. Gotta work on my tagging accuracy. Um, Also have institution links. So for now, these are, no, I don't want, there we go. For now, these are all of your browsings, but I was going to also add all of your primos on here, just because it's nice for me to be able to go straight to your primo. And maybe you also want to search someone else's catalog quickly and not have to dig around. So you can pull your browsing URL from here, and then because right now we are doing that Hein Online trial, all of the schools have access to these Hein Online collections from on campus and with Easy Proxy. If you go to these, um, they will work because Hein has all of your IP ranges. And if you would like um, this list, this link, oh, those need, yeah, well, sandboxes are shared resources. That was on purpose. But Hein Online Academic is the overarching collection, the package. So that kind of shows you all of it. And then all the other ones there are the ones that, oopsie, are the ones that are included in there. Now, if you guys, hopefully, if you click on this from on campus, um, you would get your, let's see if this works. Yep, there we go. Yeah, because I'm not, yeah. But you can set it up and you can set it up based on those URLs with your own proxy and check it out. I can also send the list to you for the Alma collections if you would like to activate those or have me activate them for you. So yeah, so this is the new site. Also did some fun CSS to diminish the number of breadcrumbs here because there's nothing I hate more than the like whack to click, libguides, research nonsense. So I hid some of those. So this is the home page, and then this is the guide page. Yeah. So I mean, like the only other thing about the website, please give me some feedback on if you're like, this doesn't make sense, or I'd love to be able to access X from this page. Also, if anyone is interested in some of the coding and styling or would like to work with me on that, I'm always happy to help. And I will slowly be adding more guides from um, from the different documentation that we already have in here. Um, I haven't put all of the folders because not all of them are necessarily high traffic need folders. But should be able to get to them and get to member resources from any of these. So hope that is helpful and kind of gives us a way to grow more in our shared resources and support. Eventually, I'd like to have a page where you can't actually run multiple Primo search boxes on the same pages. It gets a little, it's like, I don't know where to send this form. Um, but I'd like to have a pages for every school with the Primo search box, um, just so that if, your school website goes down or something and you need someplace else to redirect to, um, it's kind of easy, and, we can put library information there so that people can find us and know what we're doing. And um, yeah, so that's the new website. Um, any feedback or questions or comments before we talk analytics?
I think it looks great, Carly. Thank you so much, because I know that's an immense amount of work, but to have everything in one place, to have this historical data, and to have the links back to, how to do this in Alma is all really helpful. A big, huge time saver for me.
Good, good. Lori, how to get to member resources. So if you click on any of the folder links in here, um, you should be able to see the parent folder for acquisitions. If not, let me know and I'll straight up add the member resources giant folder. Um, okay. Yeah, I was like, sometimes I know how it's gonna look and sometimes I don't. Because I'm like, well, I gave anyone with the link permissions, but okay. Note, I'll add the full member resources folder. Um, yeah, so take a poke around, see if there's, anything that comes to mind, if you find something that doesn't work, or, like if it makes more sense to not call this resources because or add, I guess I could add a description to it because I have none. Um, but yeah, um, this was just a really good way for me to kind of dig back in and be able to support you guys too if you're having LibGuides issues, to kind of remember how things all work together. So, um, okay, switching gears entirely. Um, it's that time of year when we are thinking about ACRL and IPEDS and gathering statistics if you have not already. So I want to make sure that you all know where the updated for 2024 reports are. So in analytics, congratulations, Nicole. It's a good feeling. Okay, so if you go to catalog and shared folder, community, reports, consortia, whack to click, I have done, I hid the 2023. It's still in there. So if you show hidden items, you should be able to see it if you need to get back into that one. There are only minimal changes for 2024. So most of them, all I did was went in and I updated the fiscal year default prompt. So if you click open, um, the this one I didn't do a default because everybody's fiscal years are coded a little bit differently. Um, let's go back. Um, so we'll use this one for an example. So books, volume count, item creation date. Oh, I didn't update that one. Okay, well, I guess I gotta double check. Most of them I updated this item creation date. It's just like the default. It's not gonna force you in anything, so you can always fix it. And then you click OK, and you've got your counts. Some of the ones that I changed are under the uh, electronic usage. So I, okay, I thought I updated these. If they didn't save, I'm going to be very mad, but I'll do it again. Okay. So I added some I added some TRB ones and B3s to some of them. Why are these not okay? I'm like, I did all this work and this is not the
Well,
one that's
Carly,
showing
I
up.
had this same problem with a lot of my old dashboard reports, and I had to edit the prompts part of the query, and because it just would not show the current year. It was super frustrating.
Yeah, well, this one, because TRB1 excludes open access gold,
Hmm.
but 61A doesn't necessarily need you to exclude open access. So I was pretty sure I added TRB3
Yeah.
because that one doesn't exclude. So I'll get this sorted out and saved properly. There's another one. Let's see if it did it. Okay, none of these saved. So I don't know what. Um, mm, yeah, none of these saved. Very annoying. Well, don't. Yep. So here's one of the things that I'm like, yeah, I changed things. So, some of these where it says like number of electronic books, it has been counting by MMSID and what yep, not okay. So what I did was I kept the MMSID column count, but I also added a normalized title distinct count because there are several hundred duplicated titles between different collections, even between vendors. I also, instead of doing electronic collection public name, I did the interface name because that way it will look for those duplicate titles from the publisher level as opposed to just the collection level. And again, it will get rid of some of those duplicates. So this looked way cleaner because it basically just said ProQuest, EBSCO, Hein Online, and then a few of the open access ones. Um, darn it. Um, but I'll find it and I'll fix it by the end of the day. Um, so it's in here. And when you go to the Whack to Click and statistics reporting dashboard, what you want to do is rather than use one of these reports from the shared folder and then accidentally make changes or something, you can copy or you can archive, although archiving isn't as necessary because it's not a dashboard anymore, so there aren't all kinds of weird link outs and collections. It's just a report with built-in prompt, which is much cleaner. So you can copy and then go into your institution's shared folders. Um, so like for Big Bend, um, and then paste it here. And it ends up pasting at the bottom. It takes a little while because it is big. Or maybe it just will decide not to work because Oracle is fun like that. Um, but yeah, copy and paste. And that way, if you do need to, there it is. If you do need to make edits, it's now in a local location, and it's not that shared one. Don't copy it now because it's still not all nice and updated like I did. I was having all kinds of issues because, yeah, you can't change the name of folders. And so I was trying to archive, change the name of the file, and then unarchive um, to try and get it to upload as 2024 and not a copy of 2023. And it just wasn't working. And clearly something in my mad Oracle copying didn't translate. So I will get in here and I'm going to delete this real quick because um, it's not the nice updated one. But by end of the day, I will have a nice updated, cleaner, what I think is a more accurate version of some of these reports because, you know, yeah, I did a little testing with Big Ben's collections, kind of see if my thoughts proved out in the real world of the electronic collection. And I think they do, but I left the old counts in there as well so that if you just wanted to keep the consistency from year to year, you could. So that is in there. If any of the shared ones don't work for your institution, like the resource sharing one, because, you know, like you've kind of developed your own process or something like that, let me know. I'm happy to work with you to figure out any report that you need for annual reporting or for, you know, administration or accreditation or whatever. So yeah, community reports, consortia, whack to click, and statistics. There, yeah, there it is. Statistics dashboard reporting dashboards. Why is this shortcut? Yeah. See, things were being weird for me in Oracle. Yeah, so that is what I had for today. I figure beginning of the quarter we might have some things we need to discuss, or there might be questions about what's coming up this quarter. I made every single open call Tuesday mornings at 10. It seemed to be the better attended time. I know that we do lose some folks who have afternoon shifts on Tuesday, but you know, we'll record and have those available. I'd love to get people on your teams who are super awesome at things uh, to share out. So if you have someone or you've done some cool, excellent project lately and would love to share with the group, let me know so that we can share out the good work that you're doing. And I'm hoping that in March, I will head over to the Puget Sound area and visit a few schools in person. I don't know which part of Puget Sound, but Eluna is weirdly all the way in June, and I'm not going to ERL this year, so I want to get some campus visits in my calendar. And I'm excited to see more folks. Jennifer.
So will we not be having the Thursday meetings then? Is it just Tuesdays? Is that correct?
Yep, just going to be Tuesdays.
Okay, thanks.
Is anyone planning to go to Aluna? I'm not, but I'm just curious if we'll be well represented in Atlanta or not, given how far it is and the date.
Yeah.
So we just got an announcement that a spending freeze is going into effect starting Thursday, and travel is going to be frozen. But there's an exemption to travel if you have been selected to present on a topic directly tied to your job. Which means I have 10 days to come up with a topic to submit for Eluna. So I'm taking suggestions.
Oh goodness, dogs. Um, yeah. Well, an analytics afternoon, which they started last year for Eluna, is happening again this year. So I like, yeah, it's Rowan's birthday, the last day of the conference, and like the first day of the conference is the last day of school. Like it's just a terrible time of year to try and leave, the house. Um and Atlanta in June seems really miserable. Um and I just don't want to like take 2 flights to only be there for 2 or 3 days to try and get home for her birthday. Um, so yeah, um, yeah, I
Yeah,
I figured there's enough available after the fact. ACRL is happening. Let me look. I kind of made a list of alternates to Eluna. Um, yes, it's in Minneapolis and it's in April. Let me see.
Yeah, it's between
April
first
2nd
week,
and 5th.
yeah, the first week of April, which for us is spring break.
Here's a list that I made. I kind of bolded the ones that I thought would be most helpful for me. Um, but yeah, ACRL is that first week of April. WLA is happening in Tacoma, so very convenient for a lot of us. So I'll definitely be attending that. I know that it's not a strong academic presence necessarily, but Greg Bem is our new WLA academic division chair. So I'm sure he'll plan something and probably rope me into it. The Collective is a very cool conference. Melinda was supposed to get to go last year, but it was on a cruise boat, and the school was like, "We don't understand." Even though it was cheaper than a normal conference. But this year the topic, it's not around information literacy, it's something else, and it looked really cool. But Kingsport, Tennessee is kind of in the middle of nowhere. Um, Asheville, North Carolina is the closest airport. Um, Eluna, June 16th through 20th. ALA annual is the 26th through the 30th in Philadelphia. I'm not crazy about it. I think it's just so much. And then the international user groups of Ex Libris, or international group of Ex Libris users, Igloo, is in just outside of Florence in Italy in September. I mean, that'd be neat. Um, and then, oh yes, ERL is in Texas, and it's a little bit later this year. It's in March. Um, I didn't put it on my list because I I was kind of disappointed last year at the level of um like expertise and applicability. Um, and Code for Lib is now, it's canceled, and it's just like they've just incorporated some of those topics into ERL. Um, so that's a or Code for Lib. Okay, I'm thinking designing for digital. But let's add, this is good because I'm always, there's so many, right? Um, I'm gonna put the details in chat so it's saved. So Code for Lib is March 10th through 13th. In Princeton, New Jersey. Hi, Doug. And then, okay, Doug. And ERL, let me just grab that information. I think ERL is a spectacular opportunity for newer electronic resources librarians. So if you do have some early career librarians, um, it's a great one. It's been yeah, it's March 23rd through 26th, and it's the 20th anniversary. ERL, March 23rd through 26th, and that is in Austin. Don't ride scooters, y'all, at least not on the big roads. 2 injections and 10 months of PT later. Don't ride scooters, y'all. Yeah, I could put conferences on the website. I was thinking it'd be kind of cool to develop like a conference forum so that people could also share out like free archived conference information and comment. Like if I put up a list, people can comment independently on it. Torchy's Tacos is good. And it's not far from the campus at all. You can ride a scooter. Um, uh, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think there's some good conferences that even if you can't go to Eluna because it's far away and it will be very hot in Atlanta, there's some other ones, but they are coming up quick. And of course, I will let everyone know what I will be attending, so that if you want to check it out and have specific requests of things for me to attend or find out about. Okay, I'm gonna Google that, Amy. Okay, computers in libraries. Put the link in here so that it's saved in the chat. This one's from 2024, but it'll
Libraries is, I think it's the one in the spring, usually in DC, and then Internet Librarian is like the virtual version. They rotate them every 6 months. Like one is virtual and one is in person, but they cover similar topics by the same people.
Oh, okay. Well, an Internet Librarian, yeah, it looks like it's in October. So, ooh, ACRL back in Portland in 2027. Exciting. Well, and the Academic Library Division is supposed to host for the Oregon and Washington chapters of OLA and WLA, ACRL. So we'll see what happens with that. Because Greg was literally the only person elected for academic division. So if anyone is looking for a CV line, uh, those are available. All right. Well, getting toward the end of the hour, it looks like folks are needing to get back to what's going on. Busy beginning of the quarter. But the new website will continue to have more information, and please let me know what else you'd like to be able to find there. I'm excited that it'll be like easier to dig into stuff that's been created for us in the past. So have a great week. let me know if I can support you, particularly if anyone's interested in that Hein Online trial. Specifically talking to those of you with Nexus Uni or Westlaw, this is a significantly cheaper quality alternative that does not provide private information to ICE or sell data. There's my soapbox moment. So have a great week, everyone. And I will see you all later.